HotSmores or W is my only friend, as he is known on Discord. I want to be the first to congratulate you on a major comeback, taking an incredible win off what is such an even series as a whole.
Well, thank you.
So to start things out, you come into this one pretty hot out of the gates, starting us off here with a sorry, my apologies, a Hecarim to begin with. And while it didn't quite work out, what was the ideals behind that first pick into the Lilia here from Darkside?
So we were thinking of going a couple tanks and just trying to okay, brain fart.
No worries, I do it all the time.
We were just trying to tank for our ADC, our Vayne, for her to end up trying to 1v5 late game, which kind of choked a little bit after Hecarim 2.0 started winning.
Hecarim 2.0. Oh, I like that one. I've not heard that one before.
Yeah, I honestly think they're just a better version.
Oh, I like that. I'm going to start saying that one now. Hecarim 2.0. That's the new term for Hecarim for it. But of course, you know, even though the Hecarim pick didn't work out tremendously, I think you still pulled it off to some decent individual effect in that first game. But in the second game, you threw down the gauntlet and pulled out the Viego, which has been disabled for the last few weeks and across all competitive play. So is this something you've been practicing, you know, itching to bust out? Like what similar to the last question. Yeah, similar to the last question, what was the thought process behind the Viego pick?
I saw the Skarner first pick and I was like, all right, Viego's still not banned. Might as well bring it out. He deals a lot of damage. He can get a lot of stuff done. Shreds through dragons, shreds through barons with items. Good ganks too.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, you got a lot done.
Yeah, definitely. Had that first dragon. I think that saved you guys from Soul as well, getting that first dragon. Also the flash, like with the charge up W, made for some very good ganks. You were like 5-1 at one point. Pretty dang fed on that pick for sure.
No, yeah, absolutely. I will say, you know, any major props to throw out to the rest of the team here. Not shout outs, but I'm curious your opinion on kind of the strength, especially when you have guys like Hardstuck Brother who really came through onto that Gangplank pick tonight.
I think that Hardstuck Brother did really great. I would definitely give him MVP. He got most of our turrets, if I'm not wrong. He was able to 2v1 at the end, even though he was CC'd pretty hard. Yeah. He just did really great throughout the whole game.
No, absolutely, and I can completely agree with you there, except for the MVP thing. We don't do MVPs here at Excellency, but you know what? Maybe
my bad.
Maybe this. I think you're getting a little egoistic considering yourself, but no, I'm kidding. I thought you were wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely had a good series, and that actually sort of leads me into my next question for you. You mentioned how, you know, Hardstuck Brother having such a great game in game number 2, and I think there is some criticism to be thrown to his performance in game number 1. So I'm just interested in who in your comms is sort of like, you know, keeping you guys level-headed after what was such a close game number 1. Getting you guys to come back like that, I mean, Hardstuck Brother really just coming back and smashing game number 2. It's like the first one didn't even happen.
I'm still getting used to the voices, so I think if I remember well, it was Hardstuck Brother that was walking us through the second game. Either that
mental
or
fortitude right there. Call him the impact of Excellency, right?
Oh my gosh.
No, very impressive though. Very impressive to hear.
I will ask, you know, you are a sub for this team, right? And you came into it pretty well, strong out here for Degenerates Reformed. You know, how does that make you feel, you know, managing to perform even on an off kind of comp or an off position for this roster?
At first it felt a little rough, but as I went through the games, it felt a little smoother.
Right. I mean, yeah, of course. And is this kind of the first time you're running with this comp, or do you have that experience behind you with them?
It's my first time.
Hey, wow. That's really impressive. This is your first time?
Very impressive. You guys looked like you were on the same page for quite a bit of it, so yeah.
Well, I will say, hopefully, we'll see you again. I don't know if this is a great question to ask you, but just knowing what you may know about the league, is there anyone you might be watching out for in terms of these other teams, or no?
I don't have enough information about other players right now, so we'll see.
All right. Well, hopefully you manage to join us on the Rift again one day, my friend, especially as a great sub in the performance you've shown here tonight on Degenerates Reform. But with all that, I want to thank you for a wonderful appearance and congratulations on managing to pull out that victory. All right. Well, Mr. Hawk, any last words to be said about the series as a whole here?
All I have to say is how fun that was. I mean, both these teams just went for each other's throats the whole time, and there was a killer instinct for sure in these games. And you know, they did not pull their punches, and it was a fun one to watch. And I'm happy the teams took it 1-1. They showed that they are really, truly even strength.
Absolutely, and this is going to start stacking up here as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. So I'm really impressed from Reform. They continue to further their lead and secure their position as that 6th team here as we go in towards this last week. It's very, very close. Merciless still could manage to pull something off to get themselves in that position, but after Florida State managed to pick a 1-1 here, they continue to make sure that they themselves are going to be in that 5th. So really contestable, but it will stay to be seen. All that being said, though, I want to thank all of you guys for coming out tonight.